Welcome back to my backyard snack yard here in Dorset, England. We're in March now and all of the colours are starting to appear in my garden. And even the first blossom, fruit blossom really, is starting to show. These ones here are honeyberry blossom. They're members of the honeysuckle family and they produce these really big blueberries that tend to be a bit oblong and are the same color as blueberries, and they're often compared to blueberries, but they don't really taste like blueberries. It's a very different flavor there. It's not as sweet, but they tend to be some of the very, very first flowers that form. They're super duper hardy, and even if we get like a cold snap now, which can happen until the end of May here, I should say. I almost said March, but no, it's until May. We can still be in danger of frost. But even if that were to happen, they're completely fine with that. They have in the past been covered with snow while in bloom, and the fruits still came. The only thing they do need in order to form fruit is a pollination partner. They need another plant here, which is not the same cultivar as them. They're self-sterile or self-incompatible. So they need another cultivar there to form some fruit. And I have 5 different cultivars around. I'm just showing this one mainly because it's the best one. It's in the sunniest position here that I have in my garden. And it always does best. They do like sunshine, even though they're hardy. There's so many wonderful flowers. This one here, I even have the name tag. I'll just show you. Down here amongst the weeds. It is called Boreal Beauty. There are so many weeds here. There it is, Boreal Beauty. I bought it a few years ago now and it has flowered and fruited every year. It's a lovely one. And then we have one in bee buzzing distance, which is just over here. Look at all daffodils. Look at them. So many. But yeah, over here in bee buzzing distance we have a little guy. They don't like too much competition, and I do tend to have competition in my garden. I tried to keep the ground around them a bit clear, but it doesn't always work that well. There are a few flower buds on it. It should be blooming soon, so we can cross-pollinate. And this one is called Atlas, or Atlas. So hopefully it will flower soon. You see these little flower buds there? They're getting ready to go. It's right next to a green gage plum tree, which has lots of flower buds on it too. Here in this corner we've got 3 different ones. So we've got this one, it's called Blue Banana. He's got a few flowers out. Next to some lovely hyacinths. This is where I plant the hyacinths from previous years. So these are last year's hyacinths that were forced indoors. And they come out here and reflower, and they smell so good out here. The flowers aren't as full as they are the first year in the house, but they're still super nice. So this Blue Banana has a few flowers so far. And over here is another guy. It's called Morena. He's looking a bit sparse. I think I need to feed these guys, and I think I need to give them a bit of TLC. There's some flower buds there. And there. And then finally, next to quite a large red currant, which is looking interesting. Lots of flower buds on that one. Even some that are flowering. Look at this. Little tiny flowers on the red currant. This red currant always gets eaten by birds, so I need to net it this year to try to get a few for myself. That's beautiful. It's looking really good. But yeah, here is the 5th honeyberry bush. And forgot its name. Oh, I think it was, what was it called? Oh, I just had it then, forgot again. It's because I do put name tags with my plants, but if I don't tie them to the plants, then little creatures come and somehow remove them. So the name tag is gone, but it's one of these really good ones that's compatible with all of the, what's it called? Honeyberries. I think it was just called honeyberry, but it's supposed to be a really good one for pollination purposes. So it's got quite a few flower buds, a few that are opening. There's a little bit of yellow, really visible. There's more. Up there against the wall we got a tayberry, and it's one that I bought at a little fete. It's like a little village fair thing, and so I'm hoping this will be the first year that it fruits, because I bought it the year before last and it didn't fruit last year. It needs to grow a bit and fruits on last year's wood. So that's going to be exciting to try our first tayberries and compare them with loganberries. A tayberry is a mixture of a blackberry and a raspberry, just like loganberries are, but they're supposed to taste slightly different. I think tayberries are meant to be sweeter than loganberries. We'll see, I guess. But yes, here is the final honeyberry with lots of little flower buds on it as well, and some that are just opening. So hopefully all of these little honeyberry bushes will cross-pollinate with each other and give us lots of berries. Once the berries set, I will come out with some netting and cover them, because they need to sit. The fruit needs to hang for a lot longer than you'd imagine. So when it looks ripe, they're still not ripe. They want to be really soft and squidgy. And of course, as soon as they turn blue, all the birds here know that means they're really tasty, and they just eat all the berries. They love blueberries in general. And we also have Saskatoons that are blue. All those kind of berries go really quickly. So it's a really good plan, really, to cover them with fine mesh netting. It has to be fine mesh so it doesn't hurt the birds' little feet, because that's really important. It can trap the birds otherwise. But that's it. There's so much going on in the garden. It's so exciting, but I just wanted to show my honeyberries today. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.